Expanding brackets simply means removing brackets from an expression. Alternatively, you can think about it as multiplying out brackets. Now, there are two types of expression that you need to recognize. The first type of expression is when you have a single bracket. So if you look at the example that we've got here, we've got 3 bracket 4x plus 5. What that basically means is that the 3 is multiplying everything inside this bracket. So because we've got one bracket, this type of expression is called a single bracket expression. If you look at the next example, what you have is you've got two single bracket expressions here. The first part of the expression is 3 bracket 2x plus 1, and that's separated by a plus sign, and then we've got 5 bracket x minus 2. So in this example, what we have is we've got two single brackets. The other type of expression that you're going to come across are double bracket expressions. And a double bracket is basically when we have two brackets multiplied together. Now, if there's no symbol between the two brackets, it's basically a multiply. So what we have in this expression is 3x plus 1 multiplied by 2x plus 5. So with the double bracket expression, what we have are basically two brackets multiplied together. We're going to look at expanding both the single bracket expressions and the double bracket expressions, and the process is fairly straightforward. We're first going to look at single bracket expressions, i.e. an expression which has got one bracket. Now, the wording that you're going to see on your exam paper is this. They're going to ask you to expand the expression for 3 bracket 4x plus 5. Now, what you need to remember, all you're doing is you're multiplying the 3 outside the bracket by everything inside the bracket. So if we do this logically, 3 times 4x will give you 12x. 3 times 5 will give you 15, and because it's plus 5, it's going to be plus 15. So you end up with this expression, 12x plus 15. Now, we can't simplify this any further because 12x and the 15 are not like terms. The first term has an x in it, and the second term is just a number. So we can't simplify this expression any further, so we just leave it as it is, and that's our final answer. If you look at the example below, it's exactly the same thing. The key wording you're looking for is this word expand, and it basically means multiply out this bracket. So the 4 is multiplying everything inside this bracket. So we first of all go 4 times 2x, which gives us 8x. 4 times plus 3 is plus 12, so we're going to have plus 12 at the end. So our final expression, which we can't simplify any further, is going to be 8x plus 12. The next example is a little bit more involved. This time, you'll notice that we have 3x outside the bracket. It's not a number, we have this term which has an x in it. The key word that you're looking for on exam papers, again, is this word expand, which basically means multiply out. So we have to multiply everything that is outside the bracket, in this case 3x, by everything which is inside the bracket. So 3x times 1x, so 3 times 1 is 3. Now remember that x times x is x squared. So when you multiply 3x by 1x, you're going to end up with 3x squared. And then 3x times 1, anything times by 1 is itself. So we're going to end up with plus 3x. Now from basic algebra, 3x squared and 3x are not like terms. We can't simplify this expression any further. The x squared term is not the same as the x because the x squared term has this power of 2 on it. So don't be tempted to add these two together. You just have to leave the expression as it is, 3x squared plus 3x, and that cannot be simplified any further. The next example is very similar to the previous example. Again, key word that you're looking for is expand. All we're doing here is we're multiplying the 5x, which is outside the bracket, by everything which is inside the bracket, which is x plus 4. 5x times 1x will give you 5x squared. 5x times plus 4. 5 times 4 is 20, and then we stick the x at the end, which gives us 20x. Our final expression is going to be 5x squared plus 20x. Note that the x squared and the x term are not like terms, and we cannot simplify this expression any further. The next expression looks a little bit complicated. It's a little bit longer than the expressions that we've been dealing with, but it's actually fairly straightforward. The key thing to note is the wording. This time we have expand and simplify. Now remember, the word expand basically means multiply out. Simplify will just imply that at some point we will need to collect up like terms. This is an example of an expression which has got two single brackets. You have 3 and then in brackets 2x plus 1, but the important thing is that the next bracketed term is separated by this plus sign. So all you have to do is you have to multiply each of the bracketed expressions separately. So we're going to start off with the 3 bracket 2x plus 1. If I multiply this out, 3 times 2x will give me this 6x. 3 times 1 will give me this plus 3. Now I'm going to keep everything on one line. So when I multiply out the next bracket, I'm going to keep it on the same line. 5 or plus 5 times x will give me plus 5x. So I'm putting the plus there. Plus 5 times minus 2. A positive times a negative is negative. 5 times 2 is 10. So at the end, I'm going to have minus 10. So what you'll notice is that I put everything on the same line. I haven't done it on multiple lines. The next bit is to simplify up the expression. So we collect up like terms. 6x and the plus 5x are like terms. They both contain x. 6 plus 5 will give you that 11x. And then plus 3, take away 10, will give you that minus 7 at the end. Your final expression will be 11x minus 7. We can't simplify this any further because the 11x and the 7 are not like terms. So our final answer is just going to be 11x minus 7. Just to recap a little bit, a double bracket is when you have two brackets multiplied together. So if we look at the example that we've got here, we've got 3x plus 1 multiplied by 2x plus 5. If there isn't a symbol between the two brackets, it's basically implied to be a multiply. So these two brackets are multiplied together. The other thing you need to notice with the question is that they're asking you to expand and simplify. The word expand basically means you need to multiply the brackets, and simplify implies that you're going to have to collect like terms at some point. Now, the way to multiply these two brackets, 3x plus 1 times 2x plus 5, we're going to do it logically. What we have to do is we have to multiply everything inside the first bracket, 3x plus 1, by everything inside the second bracket, 2x plus 5. So the way we do it is that we cover up the plus 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the 3x in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. So we're going to multiply the 3x by 2x, and then we're going to multiply the 3x by the plus 5. So if we follow the rules, 3x times 2x will basically give us, so if I write it down here, 3x times 2x will give us this 6x squared. Remember that 3 times 2 is 6, x times x is x squared. We're then going to multiply the 3x by the 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. So we're going to end up with 15x. So just to recap, we've multiplied the 3x by the 2x, which gives us this 6x squared. We've then multiplied the 3x by the plus 5, which gives us this 15x. What we're then going to do is we're going to multiply the 1 in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. So 1 times 2 will give us 2x. And then 1 times 5 will give us this plus 5 at the end. So we're going to end up with 2x plus 5. So what you'll notice is that I still have everything on one line. Keep everything on one line and try not to do it on two separate lines. So what we end up here is we have the expanded expression. We have 6x squared plus 15x plus 2x plus 5. We're then going to collect up the like terms. Now, the like terms are the terms which have the same letter and the same power. So what you'll see is that the two middle terms both have x to the power of 1. So the 15x and the 2x are like terms. We can't simplify the 6x squared, so we just have to leave it as it is. 15x plus 2x will give us 17x, which is our next term. We can't do anything with the plus 5 because it's a number on its own. And we're going to have plus 5 at the end. So what we end up with is this expression, 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. And that's our simplified expression. None of these terms are like terms. We can't simplify this expression any further.